Michael, what's today's audio topic?
I've been wanting to get an amplifier, so I've decided to look into it.
What kind of amplifier?
An integrated amplifier from Soulnote. I'm thinking of ordering either the entry-level A0 or A1.
I've never heard of Soulnote.
You've never heard of it? I think it's a fairly well-known brand. Soulnote is a brand that people either love or hate.
Why is that?
It's because of its unique circuitry.
What do you mean by unique circuitry?
It's a completely non-feedback discrete circuit.
I've never heard of a completely non-feedback discrete circuit.
Let me explain non-feedback amplifiers. When classifying amplifiers from an amplification perspective, they can be divided into non-feedback amplifiers and NFB, negative feedback amplifiers. Non-feedback amplifiers are amplifiers that do not use feedback, meaning no external correction is applied when amplifying the input signal. As a result, the amplification performance is determined by the design and characteristics of the components. Generally, they are said to have good high-frequency characteristics and superior sound clarity and dynamics. However, they are prone to distortion and gain variations, making it difficult to ensure stability and linearity. NFB amplifiers are amplifiers that use negative feedback, returning part of the output to the input side for correction, thereby reducing distortion and noise and improving frequency characteristics and gain stability. They are particularly effective at controlling low frequencies, tending to improve sound transparency and balance.
Which is more common, non-feedback amplifiers or NFB amplifiers?
NFB amplifiers are more common because they can achieve a high SN ratio and are less susceptible to noise. Non-feedback amplifiers are a rare find.
So you're curious about that?
Exactly. Non-feedback amplifiers seem to have many disadvantages, but maybe that's what makes them special. I can't judge based on reputation alone, so I'd like to try Soulnote's non-feedback amplifier products. Additionally, both the A0 and A1 come with metal round and pointed spike insulators. Both also have a 3-point support system. You can also test which sounds better, the round insulators or the pointed spikes. For audio enthusiasts, this is a product you just have to try out.
So you want a Soulnote too?
That's right. I've used products from well-known manufacturers like Accuphase, Luxman, Marantz, Denon, and Yamaha. Now I want to try something special that audio enthusiasts would appreciate.
I see. What are the prices for the A0 and A1?
The retail prices are 128,700 yen for the A0 and 188,100 yen for the A1. There's a price difference of about 60,000 yen, but both are in the 100,000 yen range, so I considered which one to choose.
Is there a spec sheet?
I've picked out some key figures. First, the rated output. At 8 ohms, the A0 is 10 watts and the A1 is 80 watts.
That's a significant difference in output.
The first thing that stands out is the rated output of the A0. I think there are very few products with 10 watts output, except for vacuum tube amplifiers.
Can it drive speakers?
That's a natural assumption, given that the A1 is rated at 80 watts. However, it seems that 10 watts is sufficient for 8 ohm speakers at moderate volumes. That's likely why the A0 was commercialized. I haven't used it myself, so I can't say for certain. The A0 is not compatible with 4 ohm speakers. It's probably not designed to increase output. THD is 0.2% for the A0 and 0.08% for the A1, with the A0 having particularly poor numbers.
Not only is the output low, but the THD is also poor. Will the sound quality be good?
That's a big question mark. I'd like to judge based on actual sound quality, but considering the specs, the A0 is hard to choose. The RCA inputs are 2 channels for A0 and 3 channels for A1. What's interesting is that the XLR inputs are 2 channels for A0 and 1 channel for A1. It is rare for an entry-level model to have XLR inputs, so it is surprising that the A0 has 2 of them. Additionally, A0 is equipped with 2 pre-out terminals.
What are pre-out terminals used for?
They're used to connect to a power amplifier. The pre-out terminals allow you to use the A0 as a preamp and connect it to a separate power amplifier.
Why does the A0 have 2 pre-out terminals?
It's likely for biamping. By connecting 2 power amplifiers to a single A0, you can build a high-quality audio system. It's an unexpected feature for the price range of the A0, but I can see why it's so popular. The remote control is only included with the A1. Since the A0 is not a network audio device, you'll need to adjust the volume manually on the unit itself.
Isn't it inconvenient that you can only adjust the volume on the amplifier itself?
It's a rare amplifier these days. Some older amplifiers didn't have remote controls, so I think you'll get used to it. The dimensions of both units are exactly the same at 430 by 109 by 418 millimeters. The weight is 8 kilograms for the A0 and 10 kilograms for the A1.
The weights are different, but the chassis sizes are the same for both units.
Sharing the chassis probably helps reduce costs. As a result, the A0 has more internal space. But having more space might reduce interference and improve sound quality.
The A0 and A1 are similar, but which one will you order, Michael?
I'll go with the A0. The main reason is that it's cheaper. I don't know what a non-feedback amplifier is, but I expect the sound to be very different from the amplifiers I've used before. I might really like it, or I might think it's completely useless. Using Soulnote products is more of a trial run, so the cheaper A0 is the safer choice. The other reason is the presence of a pre-out terminal. Only the A0 has a pre-out terminal. I plan to use the pre-out of the A0 to connect a power amplifier. Initially, I'll use the A0 as a pre-main amplifier, and later, I'll try combining the A0 with a power amplifier. The A0 has more playful elements, which I find more appealing. The fact that the volume control on the A0 can only be operated on the main unit is a bit concerning, but I won't be using it indefinitely anyway.
Both the A0 and A1 are interesting, but the A0 is more unique.
So, let's order the A0.
Let me know your thoughts once the A0 arrives. Master, was choosing the Soulnote amplifier interesting?
Yes, interesting.